Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A driver just trying to fill up a gas tank suddenly faces a life or death decision. Tonight, Detroit police hoping you can help them find an armed carjacker before someone else gets hurt.
On the heels of that controversial trip to Florida, state Republicans push a new rule requiring they be notified when the governor leaves Michigan.
A family finds a message of hate written on their home. It was found by a little girl. Topping our news tonight here at 6, a message scrawled in marker on a family's front door now has the attention of Ann Arbor police.
The writer apparently offended by the idea that Black Lives Matter in a town where signs bearing that phrase are prominent. Local 4 defender Sean Lay shows us where it happened and how the family is trying to turn it into a teachable moment.
This Ann Arbor family's 10-year-old daughter, she drew this BLM with a rainbow here. What it's covering up absolutely shocked and scared this family.
I want people in the town around to know that, yes, in Ann Arbor, Michigan, this kind of stuff happens.
Tonight, the Local 4 defenders are protecting this Ann Arbor dad's identity. He doesn't want his family to be targeted again. But it is important for him to show you what his 10-year-old daughter discovered right at their doorstep in the middle of Ann Arbor.
You know, believe what you want to believe, but you came up on my house.
The message, white lives matter more, and then the N-word.
I have friends, really, they did that to your son? I was like, no, man, they walked up on my step and with a Sharpie wrote that on the door frame.
In a town where Black Lives Matter signs are all over, he thinks this sign in his front yard set someone off. His daughter's reaction?
She goes, they spelled it wrong and it's right on the sign.
The word matter misspelled, but this does matter to this family, that racism can come right to your door. His message to the person who wrote this?
I feel sorry for you, one, because you can't spell. I don't think your message is getting crossed. It's just not the way to do it.
We are live tonight. Here's what we're learning about this particular hate crime. Ann Arbor police investigating two, this family's and another one not so far away, very similar, right around the same time. Here's the problem with it. This is all surrounded by student housing, and those houses do not have camera doorbells. That family got a Ring camera put in the very next day. Back to you.
I bet they did. All right. Thank you, Sean.
You could hear it on Sean's umbrella. Storm Tracker 4 getting a workout past couple of hours as rain moves through southeast Michigan.
Ben's got his eye on the wet weather. Hey, Ben.
Yeah, Karen and Devin, the pitter-patter very welcome to everybody's ears here across southeast Michigan as we are still firmly in that moderate drought. And that area of weather is going to be with us for most of the nighttime hours tonight, at least until after the midnight hour. As we zoom in a little bit closer on some of these showers, they are just that. Even though we could be seeing some thunder, you can see there's not a lot of height on these cells. They're only getting up to around 20,000 feet, so not very potent, but they are producing liquid, and for a lot of us, that's all we care about at this point. Current temperatures outside are on the low side in the 60s, but you can see the rain chances are going to be at their highest point from now through just before midnight. They do take a little bit of a dip, and then we'll see some scattered stuff right around the commute tomorrow morning, and that's pretty much it. We go back to very low conditions as we finish out our Thursday. Temperatures not going anywhere tonight. They're going to be in the low 60s again. Could hear some thunder, but most of this is going to be just rain. If you've seen the 10-day forecast, you know the heat is on its way. That is in the Local Forecasters app, and you can get it for free in your app store just by searching WDIV. We'll take a longer look at the heat in just a few minutes, guys.
Detroit police need your help in finding a carjacker on the city's east side. It happened around 2:30 Saturday morning at a gas station on Meringue near Kelly Road. Surveillance video shows a man pointing a gun at a 58-year-old man. Police say he demanded the victim 2009 Ford Edge and then drove off with it. The car was found a couple of hours later. The man was last seen wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt, gray shorts, and white Air Force Ones.
In today's coronavirus headlines, President Biden announces new incentives to get the U.S. to 70% vaccination rate by the 4th of July. The White House announced it would recruit Black-owned barbershops and salons to provide vaccinations and vaccine education. Anheuser-Busch says it will give free alcohol to Americans 21 and older if the country reaches the 70% goal. Right now, the U.S. vaccination rate is about 63%. Michigan remains at 59.1. The state reports 420 new cases in the past day and 33 additional deaths.
The global computer chip shortage continues to affect auto manufacturing and in turn the supply of new vehicles on dealer lots. And that's forcing a lot of people into the used car market, and that's pushing up prices there. It's a situation that is expected to improve, but how do we prevent this from happening again? Business editor Rob Maloney following this today. He's live now. And Rod, you spoke with Senator Debbie Stabenow, who's looking to push federal dollars as part of a solution to this.
Right. In Washington, they're deeply concerned, and rightfully so. I mean, look, let's face it, the law of supply and demand has taken over here. And so, as you can see behind me, not a lot of vehicles at a Ford lot, and they're hoping to get some, but most of them are sitting in lots around Metro Detroit. Let's take a look.
I'm sorry, is this where you also can then
Michigan Senator Debbie Stabenow came to the Ford test track in Dearborn to see the F-150 Lightning electric pickup for herself. But also noticeable around the track were parked F-150s like these in storage lots all around Metro Detroit. Pickup trucks built but missing vital semiconductors to make the electronics run properly.
We've got to make them here. We've got to have a supply chain start to finish.
Most of the needed chips come from Asia. Plant fires and shifts in demand during COVID caused this impressive looking and expensive backlog, costing all the automakers billions of dollars. Senator Stabenow introducing legislation in the Senate to funnel more than $50 billion towards U.S. chip production over the next decade.
It will pass next week on the floor of the Senate with bipartisan support. That is very, very important.
That's all well and good, but in reality, Guidehouse Insights auto analyst Sam Abel-Samad told Local 4 today,
it's not going to solve the problem we have right now. It takes at least 2 to 3 years to build a new chip fabrication facility. So, by the time Congress gets through this and the money gets allocated, you're looking at probably the 2024-25 timeframe before this has any impact on chip production in the United States.
If we don't start now, this could happen again in 2 years, and 3 years, and 5 years, and 10 years.
So Sam went on to say that, for instance, Toyota only has a 13-day supply of new vehicles. Their normal is 60 to 70, and that's pretty much what the domestic three are seeing as well. Now, Sam does say there is some good news on the horizon. He believes that we have now sort of scraped bottom here, that this is the worst of it, and we're going to start to see things moving forward in the days to come. Back to you.
Well, Rod, this is all good news, but what is giving him the optimism at this point?
Well, one of the things that happened was there was a plant in Japan that had a fire. Well, they were able to fix the plant, get it back up and running, and now they're pumping out chips again. And he says it's going to take some time, and we're still going to have problems even by the end of the year, but we're going to start seeing things ease up here before too long.
Let's hope. All right, Rod. We talked about Senator Stabenow. She got behind the wheel and test drove the brand new all-electric F-150 Lightning truck. Senator Stabenow leading efforts to get more drivers behind the wheel of electric vehicles. The Clean Energy for America Act includes her expanded consumer tax credit. It provides a base credit of $7,500 with a maximum credit of $12,500.
Senate Republicans approve a measure to require that legislative leaders be notified when Governor Whitmer leaves the state. The bill would force the governor to inform the lieutenant governor or whoever is next in the line of succession before leaving and when returning. Now, that official would then have to try to give written notice to legislative leaders within 12 hours of taking over. It appears destined for a veto from Governor Whitmer if it advances.
Even if the offenses are minor, a criminal record can really limit the opportunities for someone looking to get on a better path. But today, just up I-75 from here, people are taking advantage of an opportunity to wipe the slate clean. Jason Colthorpe here with a look at the Genesee County Expungement Fair, which lives up to that title, Jason.
Boy, it sure did, Devin. The fair started at 10 a.m. and it goes actually tonight until 8 o'clock. And this was a true fair, complete with carnival games and plenty of enthusiasm from the Genesee County Sheriff.
Today marks a day in history where the lives of 718 people will be set free, dignity restored, family trees changed forever.
Outside the Genesee County Sheriff's Department today, hundreds of Michiganders waited for at least a couple of hours to get a fresh start.
I think it's incredibly important.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed the Clean Slate criminal justice reform bills last October, and the provisions began in April.
This is an opportunity to give people a chance to make a good living, to get back into the workforce, to take care of their families. a second chance at a real good life here in Michigan.
As many as 1,000 people are expected at the fair today, the first to have their records expunged, including those in violation of the marijuana law. The county prosecutor waiving all objections to make it easier.
We're going to be passing out pre-processed expungements. They're already done. And we're going to be able to do that for dozens and dozens of people and many hundreds more, up to 1,000 people.
Lawmakers also used the fair as a chance to get people vaccinated and registered to vote.
Genesee County is not the only county. We're not the only place you'll be set free. There's 82 counties in the state of Michigan, and this team is coming to set people free.
And Wayne County coming very soon. If that was a little too far for you, expect to see another expungement fair, we assume, with another dunk tank featuring Dana Nessel, maybe, in Wayne County. And again, that'll be very soon. Karen?
All right, thank you, Jason. The School Finance Research Collaborative updates its report on the cost to educate a student in Michigan. The group says that since their 2018 study, the base per pupil cost to educate a Michigan student has increased by $831, from about $9,500 to more than $10,000. The study determined that the per-student cost had to rise to meet increased needs posed by the pandemic, like additional technology. The School Finance Research Collaborative is a diverse group of business leaders and education experts from Metro Detroit to the UP.
Cool. Well, he's pretty popular around here.
I think it's pretty cool, right? Oh, but what do baseball fans around the country think of Tigers mascot Paws? There's a new poll out showing big names like the Philly Fanatic have nothing on our furry feline friend, Doc.
Local researchers are learning more about the potential risks from Miss C, a serious condition some kids develop after being infected with COVID-19. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, what they found, what parents need to know.